Okay.
Wow.
Stop sharing.
Bravo.
Yep.
Thank you. Um, Thank you so much, Dr. Paul, for sharing your dream and experiences with us for the global beloved community. And so not only you shared your experience and dreams, but also you shared us, who inspired you and who you learned from. And it surely shows us how open-minded you are, how visionary and eclectic you are, as we say in the kingdom, nonviolence. So I personally feel very, very fortunate to have met you during our Kingian nonviolence training from Dr. Bernard Lafayette in 2008, as you mentioned. So Paul drove me to the beautiful Narragansett Beach and watch out for me, when I was playing on the skateboard during our nonviolence training break, making sure that I don't fall. So thank you so much. And so it was wonderful, professor and staff and community members like you, Paul, and Artstein and Kay, who attracted me to this beautiful, diverse community of the University of Rhode Island. So thank you so much for your inspiration, your kindness, and so with those reasons, I moved to Rhode Island in the end of 2010, and so Paul, you entrusted me with the responsibility of coordinating the International Nonviolent Summer Institute from 2011, and also with the coordinating uh, Healthy Minds Inner Peace project here at the center. And I learned so much from those, works and responsibilities. And so, along with that, we traveled together to Nepal and India, and so it was a very rich and unforgettable journey of life for me. And so you also helped me as the major professor for my PhD program, and I sincerely appreciate your friendliness, your generosity, your compassion and wisdom throughout the decade. You know, and therefore I express my deep gratitude and best wishes to you, Paul, uh, now and forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you, too, Then. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I think
And
everything that I've done, we have pretty much done together. And I'm very grateful um, that you, as whether it's fate or the auspiciousness of your walking into the Multicultural Center that day so long ago and sitting next to me became a long-time partnership.
um, thank you so much. Yes. So we all have heard and have seen some wonderful images from, Paul's more than a decade service at the center. But I'm also happy to say that uh, wonderful Kay Bueno de Mesquita, amazingly talented artist, has put together some of the images that comes from Paul's service throughout the decade. So I invite Kay to share um, this brief video.
Across the evening sky, all the birds are leaves. Oh, but was time for them to go. By the winter fire, I will still be dreaming. I do not count the time. For who knows where the time goes? Who knows where the time goes? Sad deserted shore, your fickle friends are leaving. Oh, but then you know it was time for them to go. But I will still be here. I have no thought of leaving. I do not count the time.
Paul. It's with gratitude and love that I shared a few moments in pictures of your life well lived, illustrating your positive, long-reaching impact to people and communities in many parts of the world. The first principle of Kingian nonviolence is nonviolence is a way of life for courageous people. And it's certainly your courageous path of life. I'm so blessed to have walked beside you for over 40 years and to have shared joy and meaning in a cause greater than ourselves, and to have been a part of your personal pilgrimage to nonviolence. I'm particularly proud to be a family of nonviolence trainers, along with both of our trainer sons, Jacob and Cliff. I know that this journey will continue a lifetime because you carry love in your heart and peace in your soul. Next.
There's not enough thanks for me to offer to UK, and I don't have enough gratitude to express, and you know this. And of course, to everyone I think who knows my work with the center, that Kay has always been a part of that, and that she very courageously and willingly, voluntarily contributed so much of her time to make whatever we were doing at the center happen in an organized way that I could never quite organize enough myself. So many, many thanks for all of that.
Thank you, Paul. Next, our very own world-renowned peace artist and ardent center supporter, Mimi Samus, will send you love in her own unique signature way. Mimi, unmute.
My heart is flowing over being a part of this. I'm greatly honored to be here with all of you, peace workers and nonviolent workers. It just gives me so much hope. So I do something called the tsunami of love, and it's 3 waves of love from my heart to yours. And what I'd like to do is give you all a tsunami of love, and then all of us are going to inundate Paul with the tsunami of love, because you will then know how to do it. So if you would open your hearts and open your arms right now, open your arms wide, and here it comes, 3 waves of love from my heart to yours. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And there's radiant white light pouring down through you, peace and love. Oh. So now that we all know how to do this, I hope you all got it. So now that we all know how to do it, Paul, if you would open your arms, and we are going to all send you a tsunami of love from all of us. So everyone, let's give it to him. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And it's pouring down through you, our love, the divine love, radiant white light. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, that was wonderful.
You think we should give one to the world?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Okay, so we're all going to give one. Imagine the world in the center of all of us, and we're all in a circle, and we're sending out this peace and love that overcomes the nonviolence. So here we go to the world. Whoosh, 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 pouring in to the planet Earth. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm feeling it, Mimi, already.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was really that was a great. I'm happier already.
Well, you spread a lot of that happiness.
Thank you.
I
And
keep,
Thanks.
thank you for joining us and for sharing your love with us.
thank you for asking.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mimi, our Rhode Island local artist, known globally for your peace and artistic works throughout the world, and for sharing your tsunami of love and peace. It was wonderful. Thank you. And now, after enjoying this tsunami of love, I'm going to introduce somebody who has created this tsunami of nonviolence.
Mm.
Since he was a young college, student, he has created this tsunami of nonviolence, and so many unjust laws, many unjust, people, and so on tried to control that tsunami, but they couldn't. Now, you know, I'm talking about none other than our Dr. Bernard Lafayette, who has started this nonviolent tsunami for positive social change as a young college student, and he continued and founded our Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies, and and taught tens of thousands of people all around the world on different continents. And so we are so fortunate to have Dr. Bernard Lafayette with us here. So may I invite Dr. Lafayette here, please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. This has been such a pleasant experience. I couldn't even imagine, you're putting this together, and those of you who are responsible for doing this, I think it was a great idea. And I want to say very simply that I've enjoyed my wife here, Kate, who stood by my side, who made it possible there. And I can't go any further without saying thanks to Kay. She and she
right
helped
there
me
with you.
write my book. the only actually hardback book I've ever written before.
Thanks to Kate.
Yeah, she did it in a hurry too, as she ran up and down the steps. Okay, she got so full of energy and that sort of thing. And so I understand why Paul has been able to accomplish so much. Yeah, it's really great. And thank you, Paul. I am so pleased because I never know what's going to happen when you leave, you know, institution like that where you've been given your best in your life to. And Paul has taken it to a whole new level and it made an example for the rest of the world. Oh, his model is that for the world. And that's why you got so many people from so many countries coming in, right? Yeah, okay. And this global nonviolence, and internationalizing it just is done such a wonderful job. And the book that is written there, which helps those people who are actually doing the work, not just making speeches, doing the work. And we're really pleased with that. So I won't take up a lot of time, but I simply want to say this. Paul is part of the breath that Martin Luther King spoke when he said he wanted to internationalize and institutionalize nonviolence. In his words, part of his breath was Paul, and he's done it, and he's beyond description. And I am so happy and so pleased to be a part of what he has contributed and continues to contribute it. And that's the whole idea. Martin Luther King will look down on this occasion with great glee. And Paul, you know how I feel about you and what you've done. And I cannot thank you enough. And we are all blessed because of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Kate
Oh,
sends
thank
her
you.
love. I send my love to all of you.
Oh, thank you, Kate. And
So beautiful. And you've done so much for all of us. Thank you.
yes, thank you. Well, I can blame it on both of you.
We got there.
You got me into this, and you kind of pushed me down the road, and I've been going ever since. And I truly, you know, it's just such a great opportunity for me at the time, and I've just been following the dream, and I've been experimenting, um, and um, and I thank you for giving me that dream, Bernard, and also for encouraging me, giving me the opportunity and the courage to experiment with it.
Thank you. We're so proud of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lafayette and Kate. And to speak right after you, a living legend, a civil rights activist, nationally and internationally renowned and celebrated as part of the continuum of nonviolence is such a privilege. And the same way Paul is blaming both of you for pushing him and showing him the light of nonviolence, I would also blame Paul and Kay in the same way for introducing me and embracing me into what nonviolence is and really showing me the way. So thank you, Dr. Lafayette. Thank you, Ms. Kate. Thank you for your example and your constant presence. And thank you, Paul. We recognize and celebrate today. The numbers have vastly increased, but you have personally trained and spoken in over 7 countries and 10 US states. As lead trainer in 11 summer institutes and counting, you've inspired countless. You've taught Kingian nonviolence courses over 20 semesters and over 3 years here at the University of Rhode Island. You've taught Global Peace graduate course in the Political Science Department. You've trained over 2,000 and counting individuals. We continue to count, and you continue to inspire the hundreds of trainers and friends here gathered to carry the message of nonviolence back to the wonderfully diverse home communities. If I may share a personal comment, I would say your approach is always, let's begin with a yes, and then we'll work out the challenges as they come up. And it has been a favorite phrase and understanding that has led you in your leadership and your growth and development of the center over the years. It precedes any challenge as you take on an endeavor you consider worthwhile. And though the demands may look daunting and the outlay requires more finances and time and commitment than seemingly manageable in the moment, whether it's incorporating another class session, another student advisee, external training collaboration, a musical celebration of the movement, or summer institute participant or scholarship, you live the intelligence, the resilience, and heart generosity of nonviolence. And with it, just like Dr. Lafayette said, you light the path to the same knowledge and journey to personal commitment for many others. I'm one of the lucky many that the path was lit for, and luckier still to get the chance to teach and co-train beside you and beside Kay as well, absorbing, inculcating those unique tenets that peace is possible, but it starts with the individual. And work of your teaching, which is based on the principle of building the beloved community. And it's a community that you untiringly continue to build and support. And it's one you unreservedly continue to give your energy, your knowledge, and you continue to nurture. The gift it is and remains to be part of this beloved community is the privilege I want to thank you for all that and more, Paul. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
That's a beautiful message, Roberta. Thank you, thank you, thank you from my heart. That was very special and so beautifully thought of and brought forward to share. Yeah.
Thank
It's
you, Paul.
wonderful, wonderful that you have been part of our center and center family and have contributed to carrying our mission forward the way you have so beautifully.
Thank you. It's been a privilege, but one that, of course, has been filled and continued by so many and everybody here in this room today. It also gives me the honor and privilege to invite Gail Farris. She has trained many, many, many over the years, and of course, beside Dr. Lafayette, and would like to invite her to offer some comments. Gail, are you present and able to speak? Okay. Do you have your camera on yet? Okay. Okay. While we're waiting for Gail to put her camera on, Pedro Oti from Nigeria, who's a trainer in the level 3 recognized Kenyan trainer, shared a comment, and she asked if it was possible to read out her own comments to Paul. And she wrote, Paul is more than a professor and a peace and nonviolence advocate and activist. Paul is a father in the real sense and a global citizen. He has impacted my life in significant ways. I came in contact with him for the first time in June 2014 at URI. Looking back then and fast forward to now, I was recognized twice for the work I'm doing back in Nigeria. More than inspiring, Paul is selfless. He's a selfless leader. And together with his ever supportive wife and children, the beloved family remain a phenomenon. Cliff dropped me off at the airport. I can go on and on. Paul, you're such a great man. Thank you, Pedro. She had to rush home, but she wanted to share those comments. Gail, are you able to speak? Okay, we'll get back to Gail. I think she's having some maybe technology challenges, but I would like to hand off to Kristen, who would share also some messages from some of our other level 3s and nonviolence trainers from around the world.
Thank you, Roberta. Thank you. So before Kristen, I would like to share this brief message from Jennifer, who is our administrative assistant at the Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies. Jennifer is here in the audience. She would like to share this message first. Let me share my screen. Okay.
Hi, Paul. I would like to express my gratitude to you for the opportunity you gave me to work at the center under your leadership. We've all learned so much from you, and your daily presence here at the center will be greatly missed. Congratulations and best wishes on your retirement and all of your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Jen.
I'm going to take over just briefly now.
Hey, very good wish.
Namaste and shake it up. Greetings from Manipur, India. I'm here in this part of the globe and you are here. It is my profound joy and delight to share with you about some of the work that is done by Center for Peace and Nonviolence Studies in the University of Rhode Island. As we look back, the foundation of nonviolence, which began in the first part of the 20th century, which was dominated by Gandhi, and then eventually we have the second part, 1950s to the 70s, which was basically the period of Martin Luther King Jr. So we see that in 20th century, two great emerging leaders were part of the nonviolence movement. Now in the 21st century, the first part, which is 20 years, the Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies, University of Rhode Island, have been imparting, teaching, and also bringing people from across the world, especially from the conflict zones, and imbibing, teaching them about nonviolence. I was very fortunate to be part of it in the year 2016, level 1, and level 2, 2019. The unique teaching and learning methods, the modules, which was created by Reverend Dr. Bernard Lafayette. He himself was one of our trainers, Professor Mesquita, Paul Mesquita, and Dr. Tupten, and the awesome team who did all the work, organizing, preparing the modules, reaching and teaching, and also taking care of the participants. It was a very enriching experience. We learned many things, we gained friends, and we are very happy to have been part of it. The unique learning training methods is very good for academicians, it is good for activists, it is good for community leaders, youth and women leaders. We pray that the Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies, University of Rhode Island, will continue this effort in the coming days so that people from across the world can learn and be empowered about Kingian ideals, nonviolence, peace and freedom. Thank you very much. Namaste and shake it up.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ginny Fox, founder and director of the Peace Flag Project. And I'm so pleased to be here to have the chance to congratulate Paul on his retirement, his very well-deserved retirement. All that work for peace and nonviolence has been exhausting, I'm sure. And I'm so glad we were able to work together for so long. I think it was about 15 years, which is most of the history of my Peace Flag project. But I was part of your workshops at URI. I've made peace flags with students at URI. I was trained in nonviolence at your summer institute back in 2011, I believe. I'm pretty sure you celebrate the UN International Day of Peace at URI because of your connection with the Peace Flag Project. And I'm very proud of that. Even today, we're working on a project together with the Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence to create an exhibit of peace flags dealing with the complicated issues of gun violence. And UNK and your students have come to so many of our fall celebrations of the UN Peace Day. And we were always grateful to have your participation. You even traveled all the way to Providence to do it. And you showed up for lots of our other programs and projects when we were at community organizations, schools, libraries, and more. And always you were there with thoughtful advice and good ideas for projects and programs. I am grateful for all the good you have done for me, for the Peace Flag Project, for the students at URI, for the people in Rhode Island, for the people of the world. I'm grateful that we got to share our journey to create the beloved community. Thank you, Paul. Bless you.
Thank you, Jenny.
Hello, I am Lou Firstman, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to say a few words about Paul. Paul has been a dear friend and inspiration for many years for me. I was first had the chance to accompany Paul on his first training trips to Nepal and northern India about 10 years ago. And I was able to witness at that time him delivering Kinging and nonviolence training in those locations, and was tremendously impressed both with his message and the way it was received by the talented and socially involved people in Nepal and India. And even more than that, I have been really impressed with the way Paul, as a person, embodies his teachings, and his way of being in the world has really inspired me. In my medical career, I've had the chance to offer medical services at different times in India and Tibet, and as well as the majority of my career here in the States. And the things about Paul that have inspired me in my life include the way he sees the best in people, and the way he keeps his eyes on the prize, keeps an optimism, a joy, and keeps a focus on creating a beloved community in which there's a respect for all, in the context of promoting peace and nonviolence around the world. I'm also really grateful to Paul because he recognized in my Tibetan friend Thupten, he recognized the exceptional talents in the areas of peace and education and the arts, and he made it possible for Thupten to go on to get a PhD and to be on the threshold of a career of doing great things in the world, and I'm really appreciative to Paul for that. So I want to say congratulations to Paul for all of the legacy of his work and the work of the center, and I want to wish him many more years of joy as he continues to spread his message around the world. Thank you, Paul.
Oh,
Hello, Paul. It's Robin Wildman, Level 3 trainer and the founder and director of Nonviolent Schools, Rhode Island. I'm here to celebrate your retirement, and I'm making it up for all you have done for the center and for furthering Dr. King's wishes to internationalize and institutionalize nonviolence as the premier strategy and philosophy for social change. I want to tell you how much I appreciated your support in the work that I do to institutionalize Kingian nonviolence in our schools. I could always count on you for your words of encouragement and for being excited when I told you about the latest endeavors. Also, thank you for including me in the Level 1 Summer Institute as a guest speaker. I thoroughly enjoyed being part of that experience and getting to know the people whose lives you impacted each summer. Paul, you've come to the end of one long, distinguished road, and now begin a journey to find the next road, one that perhaps will take you and Kay to visit the many people you have trained over the years. I can't picture retired Paul sitting at home wondering what to do with all the spare time he has. So Paul, best wishes on your retirement, and have fun discovering all of the new experiences that are out there just waiting for you. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Raju Sarkar from Nepal. I'm a third level nonviolence trainer. I would like to thank Top 10 and all the team involved in the process for this opportunity to share some words for Professor Paul. I heartily appreciate Professor Paul's contribution, dedication, continuation, working for institutionalization of nonviolence throughout the world. When I met him in 2017 at Rhode Island in Summer Institute, since then, I have been encouraged to work more for nonviolence movement and peace work. As a human rights activist, I am so encouraged and motivated by Professor Paul to work for peace, nonviolence, and human rights. I was working with United Nations mission in Liberia, and then one of my friends, already he had participated nonviolence training at Rhode Island University, and he recommended me to visit Paul and participate in the training. And then 2018, when I was motivated, I was encouraged to participate second level training. And then again, I met Professor Paul. He motivated me, and I'm so grateful and so happy to work with Professor Paul. And then in 2019, there was a big event organized for International Peace Seminar for Rotary clubs. And that time I invited Professor Paul to grace a special guest, and he agreed, and he participated as a special guest, and he introduced me as a third level trainer and recognized third level trainer. And then he introduced and he inaugurated a Himalayan Peace Study Center. Now we have been doing a lot of activities, leadership training, teachers training, youth training, so that, I heartily appreciated Professor Paul for his dedication, his motivation, and encourage for working for nonviolence and peace. So thank you very much. Wish you all the best, and I wish him a good health and happiness. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Bahtinur Dinsar. I was a student at Professor Bueno de Mesquita's in Global Peace class, and I am very happy to have this opportunity to express my gratitude to you. I would like to thank you for the great course I had. I truly love the amazing Global Peace lectures and our discussions. You did that with patience and wonderful grace. I learned a lot from you. I wish you well and happiness, and I hope you continue to teach for many, many years to come, but I found out you are retiring, and I hope you enjoy your retirement. Thank you so much, Professor Bueno de Mesquita. Please take care.
Good morning. I am Selena Pereira, a physician who worked with the students at the University of Rhode Island in the past. The first time I met Paul was when a bunch of us were attempting to introduce meditation and stress reduction on the campus. Paul joined us and in fact helped us make this very popular on the campus by turning it into an accredited course. The next time I met Paul was whilst I was walking on the elephant walk. And Paul looked like he had captured the sunbeam in his eyes. And I knew he was going to share with me something wonderful that had happened to him. He told me that he was invited to lead the peace and nonviolence studies at the University of Rhode Island. And of course, the rest is history. With Paul's passion, Paul spread the message of peace and nonviolence, not only at the University of Rhode Island, but in the schools in Rhode Island, and also at the universities elsewhere in the United States. And he also led his message in countries in turmoil and made numerous friends and co-workers throughout the world. Paul has just retired, but I know he will continue with this work. Paul, I wish you all the best in the rest of your journey, wherever that might take you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Paul, from the Tank Crowd family.
Right.
We just want to say thank you for everything that you have done for peace. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to do the scholarship in honor of my dad that has allowed us to spread peace throughout the world. And we really hope that we get to see you very soon. Bye.
Love you, Tancrells.
Hello, my name is Trish Morakov, and I want to take a few minutes to honor my friend and colleague, Paul de Mesquita. Paul and I have been colleagues in the Department of Psychology at URI for many years, really decades. Paul joined our faculty as a member of the school psychology program and actually served as director of the master's and doctoral programs in school psychology over a period of time. In 2009, he was appointed director of the URI Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies. At the same time, I was chair of the psychology department, and we had the opportunity to work together on developing the psychology curriculum for nonviolence and peace studies. Paul developed and taught several courses under the NVP course code, cross-listed as psychology courses, giving our majors and grad students the opportunity to learn valuable information about nonviolence and peace studies. I also had the great joy to attend, invited by Paul, the closing ceremonies of the URI International Nonviolent Summer Institute for a number of years. I also one year attended the opening ceremony. And it was a terrific, joyful experience to be with all the participants who had just completed the program. And my overriding recollection is the sense of peace that pervaded the whole atmosphere of that ceremony. Not to mention the joy that participants felt in completing the program. I also had the opportunity to attend a nonviolence training offered by Dr. Bernard Lafayette at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in East Greenwich. And I know firsthand the valuable work that was conducted at these trainings. Paul has contributed over the years to URI through his global affiliations and collaborative partnerships, and has worked to develop nonviolence and peace education programs throughout the world. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Trish.
Was it Cesar Chavez? Maybe it was Dorothy Day. Some say Dr. King of Gandhi set them on their way. But Have You Been to Jail for Justice? By the late great folk singer, songwriter, political activist, and lawyer Ann Feeney. Ann sings, "No matter who your mentors are, it's pretty plain to see. If you've been to jail for justice, you're in good company." I can't say that I've been to jail for justice yet. Without a doubt, I can say my mother is thankful for that. I'm living in the South now, and there's a lot of issues to face down here. By the way, my name is Trip Hutchinson. That line, more importantly, reminded me of the importance of good mentors. And it's a good reminder for today, as many of us come together to say thank you to Paul for all the work you've done and for just being a wonderfully supportive mentor. And equally as important as being a wonderfully supportive mentor in nonviolence education is that you've just been a great friend to us. So thank you. Speaking of dear friends, I'd be remiss if I didn't take a moment to give my sincere thanks to Kay Bueno de Mesquita and notice her many years of ongoing work in nonviolence education. It's been incredible. Just all the support, all the friendship. Thank you, Kay. The work that both Paul and Kay have done and will continue to do will impact many people around the world who want to live in a just world. For many summers, I was fortunate to tag along and assist the Summer Nonviolence Institute at URI. The days spent with all these mentors have truly taught me that the beloved community is, without a doubt, the framework for the future. And Paul, you taught me that, principle number 2. Paul, I will always remember our music jam sessions and sing-alongs with great fondness. I'm grateful that you taught me about the importance of music in all the movements and how it's a tool for spiritual uplift. Thank you for that. I do look forward to the day when we can all sing together again. And once we can be together again, I know you won't be still for long. Social justice and education are just part of your DNA. We haven't reached Dr. King's mountaintop yet, and if 2020 showed us anything at all, it's we still have a lot of work to do. I'm grateful that you will continue to support this work. After all, we know the universe is on the side of justice. Paul, you also taught me that. That's principle 6. Congratulations on your retirement, Paul. Wishing much peace to you, Kay, Jacob, and Cliff. Have you been to jail for justice? I want to shake your hand. Sitting in and laying down are ways to take a stand. Have you sung a song for freedom or marched the picket line? Have you been to jail for justice? Then you're a friend of mine. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Christine and Sean, for putting this wonderful video messages together. And I'm also very thankful to everyone for your kind attendance here. And I may not be able to, acknowledge each and every one of you by name, but I would like to mention that we have, we are delighted to have Dr. Ashok from India, Jammu and Kashmir. We had Amir from Pakistan. We have Bindawa from Nigeria. We also see Larissa from Bosnia. We see William from Liberia, and we see Mauricio, our Mauricio sending from Mexico. And so along with that, we have wonderful people in attendance from the state of Washington, from Georgia, from New York, from of course, many from Rhode Island and from Texas, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Colorado, and Alabama. And I may not have captured every one of you, but thank you so much for your kind attendance and your contribution. And so I have this brief video message from Dr. Gary, who is also Paul's colleague in psychology for a long time. And after that, we can open up this session. So if you are able to stay out and have a conversation or chat with Paul, you're welcome to do that. But before that, let me share a message from Gary.
Good morning, Paul. This is Gary Stoner. How are you? Sorry I can't be with you this afternoon. I'll be in class, so I won't be able to be at your celebration, but I did want to say a few words of thank you for all of the work that you've done at URI in the psychology department, at the Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies, in the community, the state of Rhode Island, and around the world. You've made an incredible contribution to improving people's lives, contributing to peaceful, nonviolent solutions to challenging social problems, and to making everyone around you a better person. The effects that you've had on our graduate students in school psychology, and other departments at URI has been significant. You've been a great friend, a great mentor to many, many undergraduate and graduate students, and a great colleague within the department and at the university. Your work with the Summer Institutes stands out incredibly for gathering of people from around the world to share information, skills, knowledge about nonviolent approaches to social change and activism. And your work to help students grow and develop and learn about Kingian nonviolent solutions to challenging problems has been appreciated, long-lasting, and has made those students and participants in your classes and in your workshops better able to do the work that they do every day. In addition, the work that you've done in school psychology and in our school psychology graduate program has been significant and much appreciated. You've been a great teacher, mentor, helping students learn about consultation, about assessment and intervention, how to work effectively in schools with students and teachers and parents. So for all that you've done, you've been greatly appreciated. Your work has had and will continue to have positive effects on the efforts of professionals around the world. And I want to thank you for all of those efforts and wish you well in your retirement. So you take care, and I wish you all the best. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Gary. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you. Before we open up the floor, may I ask if Christine or Roberta has something to add? Okay, Paul, would you like to give some comments?
Oh, well, this has been fantastic. I'm very grateful for all of the effort. These commentaries and the videos are very special, coming from Manipur in the northeast of India, where they border up with some very difficult regions of the world, Myanmar, Bangladesh. These are very fragile areas, and both across the borders and within, and to have someone like Laban and Raju there, and just they are extraordinary people, and what they do every day really just overshadows what we've done, because they're in many ways on the front line of dealing with very important conflicts and bringing nonviolence there. Everybody's wow, just everybody's. I have a big long thank you list. I'm going to start writing. Everybody's messages were great, and Trish, I really thank you, because you were there in the chair role and led me by the hand down to Winnie Brownell's office and said, we've got to make this happen, because we've got to figure out how to make this happen.
That's right, Paul. And also, Paul, I just want to mention that the pictures that were at the end of my video clip are all from my photo roll.
Wow, great, great. Well, and I could tell, see, you're one of the people who have had some of the training. So you understand, you're part of the community. You get the message, Trish. Many blessings to you, Trish. Yeah.
You know, Paul, thinking about the future, I think Kristen and Skip and Tupton might think about doing, and it's your marketing point, an honors colloquium, which has been the most powerful voice, I think, for change at the university in my career. So I think it, and you've got to be invited as a speaker to trace that history of nonviolence for the students. I think it would be a wonderful colloquium, and music can be part of it too.
Oh, great. Well, Steve Wood and I have always been thinking about a way to bring back the 2006 list of performers in one session. Wonderful. Thank you, Winnie. And you also have been, you were just such a great supporter of my stepping into that work. And it's just been wonderful. This has been very overwhelming for me. Again, I can't say thank you enough to everybody. And there's so many people that I can't thank everybody. It was wonderful to see the Tankrells, the Tankrell family. You know, Bruce Tankrell was worked at the prison. He was in charge of the guards at the men's prison. And our wonderful friend and trainer, Linda Palazzo, who was on security here at URI for years, would go out there with Bernard on Wednesday nights and do nonviolence trainings. And once Bruce said, "What's going on in there? Everybody wants to go to that nonviolence class." He thought something funny was happening. So he began to sit in, and he got very interested, and he came that year when Tupton and I met. Bruce was in that class, and he was plan was to take nonviolence to the prison, back to the prison in a much more institutional way. And he came back a second summer to do the leadership training. And then, you know, sadly, he passed away, and very unexpectedly. And the family took it upon themselves with Linda Palazzo's great idea here to create a scholarship in his honor. And that family has had pasta dinners for over 10 years. They've supported I think 14 or 15 people from 10 different countries to come here and take the nonviolence training. They are just a beautiful family, and in honoring their father and his, nonviolence experience with us, they are just incredible. And it was so special to see them here. And I want to also mention Art Stein. I don't know if he could join us today or not, but Art, of course, was one of the original conveners of the center with Abu and Charlie. And Charlie was, of course, kind of pulling me into all of this in the psychology department as well. And Abu, Charlie, Lynn Derbyshire was there in the early days as well, getting Bernard set up on the campus with the center as a convener of the center. And then there was Art Stein, and it was Art with his own background in peace and nonviolence who brought the peace studies focus, I believe, to the center. And as everybody grew up and retired and went all separate ways, I have to say Art Stein has remained an ongoing support and mentor, was always there once a week coming to the center to talk with me and to consult with me and to advise me with his wisdom about so many things. And I wouldn't be here, doing what I'm doing and saying what I'm saying had it not been for his constant contact and support of me professionally and personally. But there are many people like this. So, I'm just sort of, the tip of a big, iceberg there with so many people doing so many good things. And so I want to thank everybody for everything they've done. And Kristen, thank you for, I know you're the mastermind of this. And, you and Skip, I know I'm very excited about the future, the next decade, because I think Skip will bring a human rights focus, which we see is more and more the calling card for nonviolence and peace work around the world. And I think his background in that and his own perspectives on social change and protest will be just great. And your work with the IR and the international studies, everything will just converge. And you said that you weren't sure if you could fill my shoes, but actually I have the shoes right here, and you are not able to fill them. I know. So I'm going to give you the left one, and I'll give Skip the right one. That way you'll be able to fill the shoes. I know one of you can't fill both of them, so you each could get one. I'm gonna have these mounted so you can put them on your wall.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Paul and everyone, and also for those who contributed video messages. And so we couldn't reach out to everyone here for your video comments. We apologize for those. And so we open up this session. We understand if you have to leave. If you are able to stay, please feel free to raise your hands or give us the sign. Also, I can see Chris. So yes, feel free to unmute and to give your comments.
Hi, I just wanted to say I loved the class. I learned so much, and I want to continue studying and building off of that and continuing that work. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I'll leave now. Take care.
Great.
Have a wonderful week. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Great. I hope you can join us for the training this summer, and that you can become one of the special trainers in the IR program.
Thank you. Make sure to put in my agenda. Take care.
Thank you, Chris. I see Shane, your hands up. Please go ahead. Unmute and go, please.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? I saw the
Jane,
invitation to
one
this,
of our,
and I was
one
like,
of our great URI students who got plugged into the center and has been just fantastically living a nonviolent life.
thanks, Paul. I saw the invitation to this, and I was like, I can't miss it for the world. Just wanted to say thank you for what you've done after taking the center. I did level 1 and level 2, and I'm definitely among the group where it was life-changing. I remember looking out the window at the multicultural center, and the only thought that went through my mind was, I'll never be the same person again. So it was like a force more powerful, if you will, and I knew that my DNA had changed. Like, that's the level of effect. So everywhere I go, I take it with me. I wasn't able to get level 3 yet in your time, but I'm still hoping that in some way I can institutionalize it, here in Providence.
It's
But thank you, thank Kay, thank Tupton, thank Bernard, thank Kay. Just thank you so much for all that you've done, and I truly carry the message. and I shout it from the rooftops whenever I get the chance.
Great. Thank you, Shane, for being here. I remember, Shane, meeting you at the Providence Student Council, whatever it was, the day where there were thousands of kids, high schoolers in the Providence Convention Center, and you sang a very powerful solo song on positivity.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, there you were at URI, and I knew you had to get involved with us. And it's been great to walk along the nonviolence path with you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. Let's see, Allison.
Hi, Paul. I'm so glad I could sit in and get to listen in on this. Everything was so wonderful. I really wanted to thank you for being such a positive force in both in my undergraduate and graduate career. I'm finishing things up. I'm finally going to be out of here in May, so that's going to be exciting.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And I'm very hopeful that I can attend the Summer Institute, see you all there. And it's really, learning about nonviolence has changed a lot of the ways that I think about the world. So I'm really grateful that I've gotten to meet you in my life. So thank you.
Thank you, Allie. I think, you know, you're having had the course with us and then entering the graduate program and the Global Peace Seminar and everything. You know, you have the kind of perspective that will really be important in whatever kind of work you do. I know it will serve you very well.
Thank you. I hope to do the best I can for the beloved community. So.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you. I invite Mauricio next.
Hola, Mauricio.
Hola, hola Pablo, ¿cómo estás?
¿Qué tal?
Oh, it's amazing to be here and to see you again. For the ones that don't know me, I was a tech guy for the center for a little bit over 2 years. I remember the first day I walked into that office, I thought I was just gonna go to work and get out there like after like a few hours and go again the next day. I didn't think it was gonna change my life. I didn't think it was gonna like teach me so many valuable things. You, Kay, everyone at the center were amazing. And after a few months, I realized that I was in the center, like working towards something really big. And once you told me that it was a very small office with a very big mission. I didn't understand it in the beginning, to be honest. I didn't know anything about nonviolence, but as days went by, I started learning a lot more, and I appreciated every single day that I spent in the center and all the things that I learned. And up to this day, I still carry all those valuable things, and I'm so proud that I was like part of the staff and a peace ambassador. By far, that's one of my greatest achievements. And I thank you, and thank you, Paul, for everything. I thank everyone at the center. It was just amazing and one of the greatest years of my life, to be honest.
Wonderful, fantástico, Mauricio. Yeah. Muchísimas gracias. Mauricio, you are, you know, many students who have walked into the center and gotten involved, but your work at the center was very, very significant because of your technical skill and the amount of time that you dedicated to that work. And you were phenomenal at all of the web things, the social media, and you know, we're very proud of you, and you know, you were an outstanding academic student at the university as well, on top of everything that you did for us. And I think you're an example of how when students find the work at the center and find a way to get involved, how it has a very important impact on them. And we're very proud of you. I hope you come back.
I hope so too. Thank you, Paul.
Because we have to do that training in Mexico.
I'm still waiting for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I also acknowledge the unique father-son team, Hilton and Santos Sabia from Liberia here too.
Oh,
so, but I invite next David to go ahead. Please unmute, David.
I only know you, Paul, from last summer's virtual training. And I was very impressed and pleased. I mainly have been knowledgeable about Gandhi, and I was happy to learn that Dr. King was equally concerned with issues of courage. I noted that the expression on your face when you first mentioned the issue of the climate crisis really meant a lot to me, because that is the issue that motivates me. And I am the rare advocate of filling the jails. I say we need so many people in jail that people with real power have friends and relatives in jail. And I'm hoping that you can find the time to dialogue with me by email.
Sure.
Great.
David, great to see you here. And I'm glad that you took away some important ideas and thinking from our virtual Summer Institute last year.
I was very impressed, very impressed.
Great, great. Yeah, I'll have more time now in my retirement to dialogue a little bit more with you.
Great, it means a lot to me.
Great to see you here, David.
Thank you so much, David. I invite Santos and Hilton next.
Santos.
Can you?
How are you guys? How are you guys? I want to thank Paul very much for my first encounter with him. He made me feel at home. And since he's not dead, he's not even in retirement. He's still around, and I hope to enjoy him in time to come. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I'm here with my son, Hilton.
Oh, yes, wonderful. Hilton. Hilton's our youth and peace ambassador in Liberia.
Thank you.
Great to see both of you, and it's wonderful and a blessing to have a father and a son and 2 generations following the Dr. King's teachings. And
thank you.
So important for your country in Liberia now. So important.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hilton and Santos. Can I see who's next?
I just want to thank you, and I want to thank Bernard Lafayette and the entire team for the very, very important work you're doing and have done.
Thank you very much.
Have done.
Thank you.
Look at this.
All right. Okay. So I hope I didn't miss anybody. I think all right.
It's great to see, people from all over. I mean, we have that map in the center with, those flags. The people from Afghanistan. Several people. Hamish and Isan Khan in the basic education skills training in the federally administered tribal area, the Fatah region, known as a haven for terrorists. And Hamish and his son Isan are doing just extraordinary humanitarian work there. And when they got trained with us, they went right back and they trained every single person in their organization, in their staff. They got involved in a program that de-radicalized youth from the terrorist organizations. And they were working with the police to kind of shift things away from more of a corrupt policing process there, and to bring nonviolence training. Anyway, the people in Pakistan are just incredible there, working with women, working with against religious discrimination, working with women who have been suffering under kind of the injustices in their system there. People in Tanzania, Zimbabwe, they're everywhere. And that's what I meant when I said, there really is already a global beloved community. You just have to open the door to it. It's really there. And I think the center has taught me that we don't have to really build a community. It's really there. It's the human family community. It's already there. And I can say of all the, my experiences with all these different people from all these different places, that is definitely a truth that I learned in my contact with them.
I'm not sure we have any additional comments, but I did want to just add one more thought, which is that this is just a drop in the bucket of the impacts that you've had, because we, were able to arrange something small virtually. But I think that what we all will take away from this, in addition to recognizing your enormous contributions, is just to have that sense of community that's so hard in a virtual environment. And there's something really powerful about that. And so I'm grateful to have been a part of this. And I do just want to say thank you, Paul, for involving me in your work, but also to thank you to everyone who's come today. And I wish you a healthy and safe and thoughtful journey forward. I don't know if you have any final words for folks, Paul, or if we should just give our thanks to you and to all of the participants.
Well, thanks to everybody. And there's so many people, we could be here for a long time to try to get the thank you list out. And I know I haven't even begun to mention all the people that really need to be mentioned here, but I'm just grateful for everyone who helped me, who taught me lessons, sometimes the easy lessons and sometimes the hard lessons. Gandhi said nonviolence is just not for the people who love us. It's for those who don't love us. And so there are a lot of lessons that we have to learn, even from our enemies. And our work in nonviolence is actually to listen and to stand in the shoes of our enemy and our opponents, and to build a relationship with them that wins them over into a positive and more peaceful coexistence. And so that's what we're trying to do, but you have a chance to do that every day. You don't need to come to you don't need to come to school for it. You can just be open in practice. I would just say, for everybody out there, thank you so much for being here and for this long, lengthy meeting that we've had. It's been great to see all of you. And I'm really happy to see that everyone was here. I see my friend Mike Paolino has dropped in. Thank you, Mike. And Tashi Chotso, thank you for being here. And anyway, goodbye to everyone. I'm not actually going anywhere. I'll be around. And so you'll probably keep seeing me around. And so thank you again. And maybe we should have another get together just for fun next time.
You with the guitar.
There we go. The guitar is handy. It's back here somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Peace and blessings. Love to all of you, my dear friends in this beloved community. Love to all of you.
Bye-bye.
Best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.